Sound resumed.
Right, George has asked, and Logie has shown enthusiasm for going through the DCS P-51 control setup that I have for the P-51D Mustang and DCS. So that's what this is going to be. We're going to knock this out quick, and then I might fly that, or I might go to Nevada next. We'll see. Alright, George, you all set?
Yes, I was just doing a quick test flight to see if I set them up correctly, and I have not. So we did.
Democrats visit mosque to show solidarity.
Okay. I'm just gonna quickly set my tuning for my rudder.
Representative Don Bayer, Democrat, Virginia, right next to Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton, Democrat, Washington, D.C. Center. Microphone from the Imam, Jori Abdul Malik, before speaking after attending Friday prayers at Dar blah 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 Fells Church, blah blah blah.
Alright, Colt, ready. Where when you are.
Alright, you already have all your axis set?
Correct.
Okay, what do you have your engine RPM setting axis as?
Standby. I do not have that set.
Okay, set that as your outer throttle on your Warthog. Should be Joy RZ when you're done. I realize that this is backwards from the way the throttle quadrant is actually set up, but since all of your buttons are on the other one, I'm going to leave it.
So I'm just going to use the right side of the throttle for my throttle.
For power, yes. Your prop speed is going to be on the left one.
Okay.
And you already have your zoom view set to the slider.
Yes.
And pitch and roll.
Joy Y for pitch, Joy X for roll.
Better.
And let's see, Joy RZ for the combat pedals for the rudder.
Yep, and you've got your wheel brakes set.
Joy X, Joy Y.
And both inverted.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we'll do all.
Check that they are inverted. Yes, they are. All.
Alright, we're going to start with the stick. I'm going to do the trigger first.
I think that's my cannon. Or not cannon, sorry, my guns, which I have already set in there. Yeah, gunfire.
And the pickle should be right alt space, weapons release.
I'm pressing right alt space, but it doesn't directly do the damn thing. Which was weapons release, you said, yeah?
Right alt space is weapons release, that should be your pickle.
Yeah, when I'm pressing right alt space, it doesn't take me down to the control unless it's different here. It is a right alt space. Alright, I set it up to my pickle.
Okay, press right control, comma.
Trim aileron left.
Yep, go ahead and bind all of those trims to your trim hat.
Yeah, let me, now that I saw this, let me clear all of those view right down slope bullshit that set to the trim hat.
On here I have trim rudder left and right, set to TMS left and right on my joystick. I never use those, so I'm actually going to unbind that because I don't see a reason to even have them bound.
All right. I set up my aileron and elevator trims. Elevator up is POV up, and sorry, no, elevator down is POV up, and elevator up is POV down. Do I need to set up my rudder trim? Probably.
I had mine set and did not. I never use it. I just hold my feet like a man.
Fair enough.
And I don't believe I have anything else bound on here.
Was that it?
On the throttle, however,
Ah, there we go. I was gonna say.
the little pinky toggle switch on the outside of the left throttle, I have it set to flaps down for aft and up for forward.
Wait, pinky switch. You mean the silver one on the side?
Yes, the toggle
Or
switch.
usually your lights one. Okay.
Yeah.
Flaps.
F and left shift F.
So flaps down is forward, you said, or aft? Aft, I'm assuming.
Flaps down is aft.
All right.
Love you long time.
Set.
Reckon. Okay, I have comma
Mm-hmm.
set to boat switch forward.
Gun sight target span increase. Yeah. Button
And
9.
Decrease is set to aft.
Okay. Sorry.
And I have period set to China hat aft.
Pardon. Period. You said.
Affirm.
Oh man. China hat aft for decrease and forward for increase, I'm assuming. All right. Set.
G. I have
Landing
that set
gear.
to the landing gear warning silence button.
I'm just going to keep that as G. I'm used to it anyways. It's only a button.
Okay, left control M.
Make sure run.
Yes.
Yes. What is
Actually, I had it bound elsewhere. I'm going to switch it up.
that? Night vision goggles for the P-51D. Ah, hold up.
Right.
Hold on a minute.
Okay, so mixture run I have bound to the right engine operation switch. The momentary switch is forward.
Button 32, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And
Okay, and then idle cutoff I have bound to aft on that same switch.
set button 19.
Batman theme. I think it's a
Good.
Batman theme. 2 steps from hell, Nero 1. Playing.
So what is those? Well,
Starter
I guess you'll
is
explain
home.
it. Home. Yeah.
And I have that bound to the left switch forward.
All right.
So it should be joy button 31.
Yep. Set.
I think that's everything I've got. Everything else I just click in the cockpit.
All right.
So that's everything here.
I'm not sure what the mixture stuff does and the prop speed and whatever.
Mixture has to do with starting. Prop speed is critical on propeller aircraft that have a constant speed propeller. Otherwise you will blow the engine up, which I'm sure you've already found out.
I actually have not. Rather surprisingly. I'm thinking of getting myself the F-86 for this. I don't know.
And Roger. Okay. That's how you bind it. Yeah, that's all the bindings, man. Let's find a World
Cool.
War II server and we'll go start up.
I have a question. When I seem to pull my throttle to idle, like 100 completely idle, there's a bit of a beep in the cockpit, like a small alarm. Why
Landing
is
gear
that?
warning.
Oh, I see.
All right, let's do Dogs of War. Problem, Centurion. Happy to help.
Dogs of War, yeah?
Yes.
Got it.
Are you in? Giggity?
Yes. I just loaded up.
Okay, let me know when your cockpit's done loading.
And loaded.
Starting from the left side under where your elbow would sit, there's two black
Mhm.
levers. The outboard one is your carb air control. Run that switch forward to ram air position.
Looking. Left elbow, you said. I see radiator coolant and controls, air controls oil
Nope,
or
nope.
something.
Levers, not switches. Black handled levers with silver metal. See the yellow flap handle under your elbow?
Negative. It's
Left of your left ass cheek.
got a duck in there. Yeah, I see that little lever.
Okay, do you see the two in front of it?
Barely.
Run the outboard one forward. If you're just centered in the cockpit and you just look straight down, they're just on the left side.
Nope, my hand is in the way.
Oh, you've got the pilot in there.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and go to my controls or settings and get the pilot right the hell out of there. Minsk, I think it is. Yes.
There's a shortcut to toggle the pilot, but I don't remember what it is.
Oh, don't worry. I just changed it to my controls. I just want to check now if it worked. Just sitting there going, what the hell kind of lever are you talking about? I just sort of had to lean between my legs to see it. Right, loading.
Pro flight rudder pedals for me. Right shift P toggles the pilot.
Right shift P, copy that.
Ike, always with the answers, man. What? That just happened.
There we go.
Thank you,
Run
Ike.
the outer one forward, correct?
A firm.
Full forward?
Good shit, Denim Tree. Thank you. Yep.
Alright.
Now those two switches, radiator, coolant, air, and oils.
Yeah.
There. Flip the covers open.
Yep.
And then where the word open is written on the front of each switch, click that twice. Then the switches will neutralize to center position and you'll be set.
Yeah.
Okay, now run your propeller, your outboard throttle all the way forward.
Yep.
Move your throttle open 1 inch, so I don't know, like 5 or 10% of the moving.
Mhm.
Okay, continuing just past the throttle there, there's some switches on the lower left dash. You're going to open your starter cover.
Yep.
Moving more to the right, you're going to double click the little flappy paddle on a circular opening there. That's your magneto switches. Set that to both.
The ignition?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the magneto. Yeah, I know. Yep.
Directly down from that, fuel cutoff set on. It's a lever, red-handled lever.
Yep.
Moving to the right side of the cockpit, just right of your right knee or your right thigh, there is a row of 6 switches. On the top row, left side, battery and generator both go on.
Battery and gen, so the first 2.
Yes, and that's it. Okay, sweeping back that same level to the row just above your left knee. Set your fuel booster on. Now press and hold oil dilute.
Ah, there.
And you're going to count to about 20.
Yep, done it.
Okay.
Let
Now
go
your
of that
left
switch,
hand, yeah, with your left hand, you're going to reach up and put your left index finger, hold on. Yeah. Basically, you want to use your left of the 2 engine operation switches to run the starter, and when the engine catches, you flick the right one forward to bump the idle cutoff, or the mixture switch from idle cutoff to run. Because the carburetor in here is an automatic carb, it automatically enriches or lanes the mixture as needed. So it's then cut off until the engine catches. Now, in the meantime, when you're running the starter, you're gonna wait until
when I'll know that the engine catches when I hear the actual exhaust going.
Yeah, when it starts to catch and pop. Yeah.
All right, I got you.
Okay.
I go ahead and do that now.
Well, stand by. I'm gonna walk you through this verbally first.
All right.
When you hit the starter, the prop's gonna kind of slowly start to move. Once you see the propeller go all the way around once, so you count 4 blades, then introduce the primer. You'll click and hold that with the mouse on the dash, and it's the right side switch there, just to the right of the starter.
Gotcha.
So you'll hold that until the engine catches, and as soon as it does, you immediately release it and then bump the mixture. So here we go.
We're a mixture. When you say mixture, you mean
the mixture is the right side switch that you're gonna rock forward.
Okay.
So you're holding the left one, you're clicking the primer, and then when it catches, you let go of the primer and bump the right one.
Okay, so I hold the primer as well as the left engine operate?
Yes, because the left engine operate is the same as you flipping that starter switch up.
Oh, I see. All right.
So hold the brakes and give it a try. Verify your throttle's 1 inch.
Yeah. Engine seems to be running.
Okay, retard the throttle. Your oil pressure is on the right side above your right knee. It's a triple gauge there. You've got fuel pressure on the right bottom, oil pressure on the lower left, and oil temp on the upper portion.
Right. Yep, got it.
Should be just under 20 degrees C. So now slowly advance the throttle.
It's actually, yeah.
Until the oil pressure hits the red line, and then stop. And then hold the oil dilute button for a little bit. What we're doing with the oil dilute button is we're actually putting fuel, mixing it in with the oil to get the oil pressure down until the engine warms up. And then as it does, that fuel evaporates out of the oil, and you're just left with the normal viscosity.
Nice. Yeah, it's gone below 100 now. It's done.
Okay, I got it to where I could advance the throttle to 1500 for warm up here.
I'm at 1500 RPM, yeah. And I'm on about, I'd say 80 degrees.
Do what?
Sorry, not 80 degrees, sorry. My pressure is at around about 80. It's on the green zone for the oil.
Yeah. We'll just keep it at 1500 now until the temps come up some more, because this engine does not like to be run hard or heavy when the temps aren't in the happy place.
Yeah.
Now with your left hand on the prop throttle, or the prop adjustment lever for this case, bump your flaps up. Should be forward 5 clicks.
Up.
On the right side where the battery and generator switches are, you can right click the 2 aft ones for your wing and tail lights. And on the left side of the cockpit by your radiator controls, there's a landing light switch. Turn that on.
But my radiator, sorry, I missed it. Where do you say exactly what it was? The landing lights? Landing lights?
Yes.
No. Where did you say it was? I missed it.
Okay, where the coolant switches are, the coolant door control switches. On the left side by your forearm.
Right. Landing light, there we go. Where do I want to keep my temperature over here before I can return to the throttle?
We're just going to keep it right about here until it's time to taxi, which should be here pretty soon. I'm just over 30 degrees C on the oil now. I think when I get to 40, I'm going to start the taxi. To close the canopy, you can scroll wheel the lever on the right side.
Or just hit left control C, which doesn't work. All right. Do I flick the starter cover down now?
You could.
Assuming I do.
I just leave it up because
Eh.
I'm not going to bump it. But if it bothers you, feel free. Right, I'm going to set my oil control temperature door to automatic now. So I'm going to click the button or the word that says automatic. The switch should go up, and then I'm going to flip the cover over it.
Automatic. Where is?
Left side. Landing light, right by the landing light.
Yeah. So just flick it out automatic and then...
And it's going to close your oil cooler door. What we did earlier before we started was set those
yeah.
both to open.
Yeah. Do I do that for my radiator coolant as well? Or do I want that
Actually,
open?
it looks like it already closed. Weird.
Mine isn't.
Yeah, yours looks closed from my point of view.
Okay, my cockpit is... The switch is open.
Well, the switch is no indication of where the door is at.
Yeah,
In fact, there is no indication. Go ahead and you can flip that automatic too, but I tend to leave that open until I'm in flight. So click the open position on that and hold it for a while, and we'll see if it moves. It may just be a graphical thing on my end. It might not be modeled.
Maybe.
It takes like
I'm
15 or
open
20
now.
seconds to cycle it open, so.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't see it doing anything.
Where am I supposed to be looking, Colt? Is it the one below the tail? Like right behind my canopy almost.
Yeah, it's on the scoop underneath you on the aft side. There should be a big square
on my
door open.
screen from the outer camera, it looks open, I think.
Okay. It's interesting they don't model that. Well.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to taxi left here. Push the stick forward to unlock the tail wheel, and make sure you're well ahead of your game on the rudder and brake inputs.
Yeah. Interesting. It didn't unlock my tail wheel.
It will. It's auto function. Just use your brakes.
Ah, there we go.
There you go. I don't know why, but they
Oh
don't
boy.
give this thing any rudder authority at low speed. Even with a high power setting, it's like there's no power, you know, available for the rudder to work with.
I don't actually see right now. Oh, there we go.
Yep. And once the tail wheel is locked again, it's steerable when you're going.
Buddy joined your channel.
Dear Lord, this is trickier than I expected.
Yep.
My only experience with tail draggers is fucking shit thunder. That's it. And all right.
I think we're going to wind up taking off with a tailwind here, but well, see what happens. Worst come to worst, you crash and die.
Buddy disconnected from your channel.
Way.
I'm stopped short over here. Definitely.
Yep.
And I'm going to do my run up.
Oh boy.
Gently advance the throttle until the manifold pressure reaches just under 30 inches, like a cunt hair under 30 inches.
All right. Yep.
Then you cycle your ignition switch to left instead of both, and you watch your RPMs for a slight dip, and then back to both.
Stand by. Where do I do that again?
Your ignition switch is just under the green light on your dash.
Aha. So I go that to where exactly?
To the left position instead of both.
Both.
L.
Oh, left position. Gotcha.
You should see a very slight dip on your RPM gauge, and then back to both. And then you double click it to get over to the R position, then double click it back to both after you see the little dip. And then you bring the prop lever all the way back to feather, basically, close to.
The left.
The outer
throttle
throttle,
to
yes.
feather.
Just bring it all the way back.
All the way back. Yeah.
And then push it forward. What we're doing here is cycling warm oil up into the propeller hub. Then again. Yeah, you don't need to wait for too long. Just leave it back for a few seconds and then cycle it forward.
Yeah, I'm just doing it gently.
Okay. Now retard your throttles. Not quickly, just nice and smooth. Always smooth on the throttle in this, unless it's an absolute emergency.
Alright.
Gonna ease out on the runway here. I don't know if you turned off the rudder help.
Don't think I did.
Okay, so you should have a decent time taking off.
That doesn't sound promising.
No, I mean, it should be relatively easy. The computer is going to help
Okay.
you with the rudder.
Yeah.
Get lined up,
I'm
set the
having-
brakes.
I'm having a little bit of trouble with the brakes. Here we go. Far too sensitive. There we go.
Gently advance your throttle up to about 35 inches. Keep your stick
Yeah.
held back, full aft.
Yep.
Then pull your prop setting back until the needle for your RPMs moves to 2700. And gently roll off the brakes. Keep the stick aft at first, and then advance your throttle to 45 inches.
$45. Oh boy, boy, boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright. Airborne.
And I'm off left.
Yep.
Not bad, man. First try.
Good instructor. Automatic rudder, but whatever.
Okay, verify your coolant temperature, which is just below the manifold gauge, is in the green band, and verify that your oil temperature, which is just below the RPM gauge, is in the green band. If they're not, adjust
both are.
those doors accordingly. And
They both are.
46 inches of power. Actually, retard the throttle to 40. Verify that you're at 2700 RPM, and then advance power to 46 inches at 2700 RPM.
At
Nice,
40,
easy control inputs on those.
Yep, 40 for 27 RPM and 47 up now. There. 28.
To save the engines on these, neither the RPM nor the manifold pressure gauge needles should ever move faster than the second hand on a watch.
I see.
Obviously in combat, you say fuck the engine, but you're just cruising and taking off. Everything stays much happier if you're smooth and easy on it.
Yeah. On my... Go ahead and do that.
Now to arm your guns and turn on the HUD.
Now let's do something a little bit simpler for now. My vertical horizon is still caged.
Well, we're not
My
IMC,
virtual.
so fuck it.
Alright. How to turn on
If you're
my gun
about
sight
to
then.
fly into clouds, then you just mouse wheel over the control there until it uncages.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that it processes very rapidly, and so you really just want to uncage it right before you fly straight and level right before you go into the cloud and uncage it, and then you go into the cloud, and then hopefully you punch out the other side before it processes too far. Otherwise, you've got to use your supporting information from your compass and your turn coordinator and your altimeter and all that information to recage and recenter that artificial horizon or whatever it's called. It's not
I
a
see.
artificial horizon, but whatever.
Well, you know, close enough. Alright, gun sight and guns.
Another good thing when you're straight and level is to match your radiomagnetic compass on the top left to your gyro compass, which is on it's the tape just to the right of your airspeed.
Yeah.
So you'll use that little wheel below it. You've got to click and then mouse wheel the little wheel to get it
am I
over
gonna
to
do-
300.
Am I gonna do it on the top left or the one in the middle? I'm assuming the top left.
You adjust the one in the bottom.
Right next to the right of the miles per hour, the airspeed
Yes.
indicator. Alright.
Yeah, the radiomagnetic compass should be the accurate one, and you are matching your gyro compass to that. And that should process over time too, but I don't know if they modeled it. Flying straight and level, you won't notice it so much, but making 90-degree turns, and over time, with a bunch of turns, you'll notice it'll process.
So you said click on it and then what? 'Cause
Mouse
it
wheel.
It didn't do anything. For
Click
me.
and hold, and then mouse wheel while you're holding.
Got it. And done. Cool. Wouldn't that be simpler to do on the ground though, or would it not work?
It's not quite accurate when it's on the ground because your tail's down.
I see.
It's best to do it in straight and level flight. You could set it on the ground, but then you would check it again after you got airborne and stabilized. So 46 and 2700, as I understand it, is a pretty good climb setting. But for cruise, you want to retard your throttle. Let's practice this. Slowly move the throttle back to about 27 inches. Bottom of the green arc.
20, damn, that's pretty slow.
Well, we're going to fix it here in a second. Once it's down there, slowly retard your power to 2400 RPM. Or your RPM, your engine speed.
All right, 20, how much you said, 2500?
Top of the green arc. And ease your power back up to 36 inches. And that's your high max continuous cruise setting. It's going to be nice on the engine. It's going to be decent for fuel consumption. Not great, but decent.
I see. Man, this is way more complicated than I thought it would be. Goddamn.
Now to get your collimator working, gunsight there, just under your ignition switches, click the camera, guns, and sight. That little switch should go up.
My throttle at the moment is at 45 inches, and I'm almost full power at 2400 RPM.
Yeah, your throttle should not go back up to that. You're going to the top of that green arc. 36 inches, man.
Oh, 36. Sorry, I heard 46, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, no.
My bad.
Full throttle with your power pulled back like that is really bad on the gearbox. So chances are the crew chief is going to be replacing that one. You should always have
brain as well.
The mnemonic, if you could think of it as such, is prop on top. You always want to have more RPM than power input.
Aha, I see.
So trying to jam the throttle full forward with the propeller pulled back over torques the gearbox on the front end of the engine.
Okay, set for 36 inches, 35 and a half now, 36. And 2600 RPM. 2400 RPM. You know, by your canopy rotary lever thing, there's another red lever behind that. Is this the canopy release? Canopy.
I believe so.
Alright.
Try it, see if convertible mode works.
Alright. Yep.
What?
It works.
I can't hear you.
What? The only thing that's here is donk. Why? Why? It's already loud. It's about to get wet with this cloud here.
That's what she said.
Ugh.
So this is where you would uncage your
Yeah, I see
artificial
what you mean.
horizon.
Yeah. About to get. Ugh. It's wet all over my face. Sorry about that. Alright, what now?
Well, did you get your gun sight working?
No, we haven't gone through that yet.
Well, I was trying to tell you, but under your ignition switch, below it,
Yeah.
little toggle switch goes up and down. Flip it up. Should be in the camera, or guns, camera, and sight mode.
Yep.
Okay. Now on the left side of the upper portion of the cockpit, there's a rotary.
Yeah.
It says fixed and gyro. It's just behind the canopy light there, or the dash
Yep.
light.
Yep.
Set that to fixed and gyro. If you want to uncage it, you can. You need to do it while you're in flight, and you need to cage it before you land. And that's the little switch just below it. I leave mine caged and just use it to gauge distance. And to do
So
that,
leave it to off.
I leave mine off, personally.
Okay.
Now use the boat switch to adjust your wingspan to about 37.
Where do I see what my wingspan is?
Right above the no hand hold base pad, there's a little thing that moves left and right when you move that. It should start on the right side and
Yeah.
go left if you move it aft or forward.
It
No, it's just
sets
1.5,
to
Joshua.
120 and then 30 immediately.
Yeah, you have to bump the switch.
It's at about 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now use the China hat, and on the left side of that gun sight, you'll see a rotary move.
Yep.
Set that to about 1100, just over 10.
Yep. 1100.
That's about the convergence distance for these guns. So when the wingspan matches up with those little tick marks,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you know you're about 1100 from most of the German fighters, and that's a good time to be shooting.
I see.
If you uncage it, then when you're in the turn, it'll provide some leading information too, but it's... People fly so sketchy when they're getting chased in here that the gyro sight is just an
It's
annoyance
go all
to
over
me.
the place, yeah.
Yeah, it's just wobbly sausage. Thank you for the follow.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Check to 360. Okay, heads up for.
Brake right, fight's on.
Alright.
Left to left. Or not.
You said fight's on.
Yeah,
Hey, boy.
true enough.
Oh dear.
I'm already dead. You took out my engine and my electronics.
Really?
Can't shoot my guns.
What the hell? Good shit.
You just broke your wing.
Did I? I'm pretty sure I had bullets coming my way.
I am
Really?
unable to
Okay.
fire.
Oh, okay.
I'm just coasting past you here.
Well, okay. I overstressed my aircraft then. I did. There is nobody on red unless there's bots.
I think Dogs of War generally has bots up.
Right.
Oh, that's a summary of the basic operations of the the P-51 and my control scheme. So that'll help someone else who has a Warthog want to get theirs set up. Maybe it'll expedite the process.